Back to the chalkboard. Today's skills lesson is on subordinate clauses. These are otherwise known as embedded or internal clauses, and they're that extra bit of information that tells you about a sentence. Phrases and clauses. Longer sentences are made up of phrases and clauses which give extra information about an event. A phrase is a group of words that does not contain a verb, whereas a clause is a group of words that does include a verb. Just to recap, a verb is a word used to describe an action, state, or occurrence. Clauses add extra information into a sentence. They usually tell you about an event. For example, John took charge of the passports. He did this because he was the eldest. Now, the statement John took charge of the passports makes sense on its own, but the additional information, he was the eldest, can tell you why he took charge of the passports, you see. And now, if you was to add that subordinate clause into the main body of the text, it would become John, who was the eldest, took charge of the passports. And as you can see, you mark the subordinate clause with commas to show where it is inserted. Now try these examples for yourself to see how well they work by adding subordinate clauses. Mrs. May ran out of the building because she was late, as fast as she could. Now this tells you how Mrs. May ran out of the building. If you was to insert that subordinate clause into the sentence, it would now become Mrs. May ran out of the building as fast as she could because she was late. It tells you how fast she ran and why she did so, you see. The next sentence is, the beautician advertised some products for the new client that were in the sale, is the subordinate part, but insert it into the sentence, it now reads, the beautician advertised some products that were in the sale for the new client. Okay, it tells you about the products being in the sale, therefore giving that extra bit of detail, explaining a bit further. And the bus screamed to a halt as the passenger stuck out his hand at the last minute, becomes the bus screamed to a halt at the last minute as the passenger stuck out his hand. So you can see, each example can be extended and explained further, therefore heightening your grade. So now it's over to you. Make up at least 10 sentences containing internal, or otherwise, subordinate clauses yourself. If you're stuck, you can use some of these topic ideas, which are television, games, shopping, sports or fashion. Or perhaps you can think of different topics you'd like to talk about, or any more in addition to this. Have fun making up sentences and adding subordinate clauses.